Hello and welcome to another Out of Spec Bits video. And today we're here with Vitezslav from FirstGreen Industries, and they build electric skid steers. So we're going to talk a little bit about what they build and what they've got going on here.
So we are FirstGreen Industries. So we manufacture electric skid steers and electric track loaders. They are 100% electric, which means that they are built ground up as electric machines, not in combination of hydraulic traction systems.
Right.
The only hydraulic part that we have on that is the powering of booms.
Okay.
So that's because most of our customers have also hydraulic attachments, which we didn't want to take out of the use case.
Okay. Yeah. So the actual power to the wheels is also fully electric. It's not
absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. So you have 3 electric motors in the machine itself. 1 electric motor on each side, which powers basically the traction belt and the gearboxes, and 1 electric motor in the back, which powers basically the hydraulic pump, and then later on the boom and the hydraulic attachments if need be.
Okay, cool. That sounds like the proper way to do it.
Absolutely. However, though, as we are full electric, and you may well see that on the boom.
Oh yeah.
There is the plug for not only the hydraulic attachments but also for electric attachments.
Oh, I see. Yeah, you've got a plug up there.
Exactly, which gives you a higher efficiency and savings of more than 50% of the battery if you use electric attachments. And we do have also our proprietary electric attachments that we offer together with the machine.
Okay, cool. And what kind of battery size do you use in these machines?
So we've got various types of the skid steers from 700, which is now currently the smallest version. We will introduce very soon the small platform, which is going to be the at least 500. It's to come at the beginning of April. And it goes through 900 up to 1200.
Okay.
The number indicates the weight in kg, how much the machine can lift actually.
Okay.
When it comes to batteries, we have options of lead-acid batteries ranging from 240 up to 420.
Okay.
And lithium batteries, here in the States, we mostly use the 420 and the 630 amps batteries.
Okay, wow.
So the pretty big batteries, which give you the operational ability for the whole shift, typically ranging between 6 to 8 hours.
Okay.
Given the idle times of skid steers that we typically see in most of the use cases, you're well covered for 1 or even more than 1 shift.
Wow. Okay, cool. Can we take a peek at some of the batteries and stuff in the back?
Absolutely. So this is the example of the lithium battery.
Okay, yeah.
From Micropower, which is our main battery supplier here in the United States. It's a Swedish company that has its manufacturing facility in Troy, Ohio.
Okay.
Which gives us good access to service. So if the customer buys the machine with this type of battery, they have also the guaranteed service on the US ground with the US technical support.
Okay. And what battery chemistry are you using for these? Is it?
It's a lithium battery, so there's no chemistry.
Well, is it an NMC or lithium iron phosphate?
This one is NMC.
Okay, NMC chemistry. Okay, cool.
We've got also LFP alternatives, but they are not from Micropower.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Any other special features to mention?
I would mention this feature because that's a sort of a game changer here. We have been the first to introduce a skid steer with no cabin in the world.
Yeah, you guys have got these remote controlled machines.
Exactly, and they are fully remote control. Let me just use this one. Yeah. So this is our Rockheat, which is the lower type of the cabless version. So we have a cabless version that has basically the same chassis as you see over there, so which ranges up until here, or with the low clearance, which is the Rockheat. It comes with a remote control, so gives you the opportunity to operate it in hazardous environments, take out the risk of human health hazard or injury. And we work typically with those machines in underground mines, on ships and boats, in ports, or in cement factories. So typically in environments with high pollution, or a hazard of health and life.
Cool. Awesome.
So what we are pleased to see, especially here in the show or elsewhere in the world, that a number of other manufacturers replicate this concept,
Yeah.
and the trend of the cabless version seems to be the very near future of
Okay.
not only construction but
Yeah.
also other use cases.
Cool. So it's catching on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you look at the RX3 concept in the Bobcat booth, you will
Oh, yeah.
note very similar features to this machine.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, we haven't made it over there yet, but I guess we'll check it out at some point.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You should do it. I recommend it.
Well, cool. Well, thanks a bunch for talking to us.
With great pleasure. Thank you for your interest in FGI equipment.
Well, folks, I think that this video brings our coverage of CONEXPO to an end. We got to see all sorts of really neat electrified heavy equipment options, including, of course, our interview here with FirstGreen. But we did see some other really cool electrified heavy equipment offerings, and there's other videos here on the Out of Spec Bits channel that you can check out if you didn't see that stuff already. Of course, we had our interview with Volvo Construction Equipment. They're kind of a market leader in the space of electrification for heavy equipment. They've got a pretty wide lineup of different pieces of electric equipment, and their stuff is getting to be pretty popular, especially in the European market. And then, of course, we talked to Lu Gong, which is a Chinese manufacturer, but they're actually the world's largest manufacturer of wheel loaders, and they've actually been in business I think since the late 1950s, so they're actually a pretty old company. And they also have a pretty wide lineup of heavy equipment, including some of the largest electric wheel loaders in the world. So yeah, pretty cool stuff over there. Then, of course, we talked to Dimag and Hitachi. They had a partnership to do a mini excavator with a swappable battery solution. Dimag swappable batteries can be implemented in a whole bunch of different off-road pieces of equipment, whether it's heavy equipment like a mini excavator or something like that, or say a utility vehicle or anything else along those lines. But they're all just swappable batteries, about 2 kilowatt hours, just a brick about yay big that you can remove and swap out super easily, so it makes for kind of continuous operation. I thought that was a really innovative idea on that one. And then lastly, we talked to Case Construction Equipment. They had their 580 EV backhoe, which is one of the only fully electric backhoes that's really out there on the market. I think there's a couple of other sort of prototypes and stuff that have been put out by John Deere and perhaps some other companies, but Case is the only one that I know of that's actually out there being implemented in the real world. And they also had some other really neat compact pieces of equipment at the show that we got to check out as well. So anyway, all really cool stuff. If you didn't check those videos out, you should definitely take a peek at them. And then, of course, we had our full tour video on the Out of Spec Reviews channel. So we went through the whole show, looked at all of the different pieces of electrified heavy equipment that were there. There may have been some things that I missed just because the show is so big. It's easy to miss some things, but I think I caught most of the big ticket items, and there was some pretty cool stuff there for sure. So check that one out as well if you haven't seen it. But anyways, I think that that pretty much wraps it up for CONEXPO this year, and hopefully we'll see more innovation happening in the world of electric heavy equipment in the future. And yeah, thanks for watching.